friends. This is Letitia, and I am the Crafty Curator, and welcome back to my channel. I just uploaded a video, I think it was last week, so today is just going to show just the week's progress and descent, depending on how much or how long this video takes. I might be uploading it tomorrow after the giveaway. So this week, well, let's talk about today. Today is Sunday, September 1st, 2019. It's a beautiful Sunday. It's the day before Labor Day, so we have tomorrow off, and isn't that just the most wonderful feeling when normally on Sunday we're kind of getting our minds together for the upcoming week, and then you realize you still have one more day to relax. And today has been, I'm extremely tired right now. I'm extremely tired. Today has been an action-packed day. This morning my husband and I got up at the crack of dawn, and we went downtown to the Baltimore Farmers Market and Bazaar. And it is just that. It is an open market where all of the local farmers come out and sell their produce, fresh cut flowers. There's food there. There's artisans there selling candles and soap and earrings and all kinds of things. It's just really nice. It was a really nice morning, and we just did a little bit of errand running after that, and I came home and I tried my hand at making pickled beets in my Instant Pot. I love pickled beets. Fun fact, I've hated beets my entire life. I was traumatized as a child by being made to eat 3-bean salad, and anything that was pickled after that, I wanted no parts of it unless it was like a sour pickle. But I was forced to eat 3-bean salad. We had it for dinner. It was a side dish that my mother gave us. And I think it was in like elementary school. And it was part of a side dish. And it's, if you've never heard of it, 3-bean salad is pickled wax beans, green beans, and I believe it was lima beans or kidney beans. So it was pickled wax beans, green beans, and what did I just say? Kidney beans. And it's sweet and it's sour, and it's absolutely just as disgusting as it sounds. And my adult palate might like it now, but then as a child, I wanted no parts of it, and I threw this fit, and I was not having it. I was not eating it, and I was that kid that had to sit at the table and look at it until it was gone. I was not allowed to have my dessert, which my brother tormented me by eating his in front of me, and I had this 3-bean salad. And then I woke up the next day, and it was my leftover 3-bean salad was presented to me for my breakfast. I know. So, that being said, I had no interest in eating anything pickled other than an actual sour pickle for many, 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 many years. And that included pickled beets. But now, it seems like in the past year or so, I enjoy pickled beets in my salads. I really love pickled beets in my salad. But I'm trying to cut back on my sugar intake, and pickled beets tend to have corn syrup or sugar added. So we got some beets this morning from the farmer's market, and I prepared them in my Instant Pot using stevia instead of sugar. So we'll see how they came out. They're really pretty though, I will say that. Anyway, you're not here to hear about beets. Anyway, so that was my morning. So between that and regular household stuff, and we got a whole bunch of collard greens from the market, so I cleaned those and cooked those. I'm just kind of tired, you know, and maybe it was because I woke up with the chickens this morning. I don't know. I am really rambling early in the video. That's all to say, I am really looking forward to having another day off. But that being said, because tomorrow is September 2nd, tomorrow is Labor Day, I do the drawing for the St. Jude's GaRon Tottenbag project, mini project bag giveaway. So I just wanted to just do my update today so I can tack that onto this video and insert it. And maybe we'll have a video uploaded tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. So today I have some whips to show you. I have some updates. Do I have updates? Not really. I don't really have updates. And last week there was a snafu with my video. I don't know what happened. But at I think it was the last 10 minutes completely cut off. And that was the haul that I got. So I will show that again because nobody got to see that. But right now, I think I'm going to go ahead and insert the haul giveaway. Forgive me, I'm tired. The giveaway video where I selected the winner. What I asked in my video, the last couple of videos ago, I think it was about a month ago. I asked you to leave a comment below in regard to what your favorite charity was or your favorite GaRon Tottenbag. And I would select from one of those comments to see who would win the second GaRon Tottenbag that I purchased to support the St. Jude's charity fundraiser that they ran. And just as a reminder, I think Ronnie made about 130 some odd of the little pouches, and I'll show that when I show the giveaway winner and when I announce the giveaway winner and what they actually won. It was a little Notions pouch size bag with the children's the colorful handprints. He made about 130 bags, I believe, to support St. Jude's. And in an effort to support that fundraiser, I purchased 2 of them, one for myself and one for a giveaway that I would also fill with goodies. So to those people that answered, thank you so much. I loved reading the comments. There were several charities that were mentioned that I had never heard of. It was really fascinating to read about some of them and look some of them up because some of them really appealed to me. But thank you everybody for commenting and for participating in that. It was really fun to read about that. So with no further ado, I am going to go ahead and insert the winner here. Good Monday morning, friends. Today is Monday, September 2nd, 2019. It is Labor Day here in the United States. And as promised on video number 54, I said that I would be pulling a giveaway winner today. So there were just a couple of rolls for your comments. I got a lot of wonderful, wonderful comments on that video. But for the giveaway, I did specifically ask that you either tell me about your favorite charity or tell me about your favorite GaRon Tottenbag. And I would be sending the lucky winner one of the 2 project bags, mini project bags from GaRon Tottenbags that I purchased for their charity, along with a couple of other goodies. So here we are. There is the URL. I'm on YouTube Random Comment Picker. And I am going to be unfortunately, that since I did ask that you mention that in the comments, that is what told me that you wanted to be entered in the giveaway. So if you didn't mention anything about one of those 2 things, my assumption is that you did not want to be entered into the giveaway. So here we go. I am going to get my YouTube comments. There were 53 random comments, and hopefully we will come up with a winner on the first try. Let's see here. Here we go. All right, yes, we have a winner, Allison Corbin. What a great haul. Glad to hear you enjoyed your time at the New Jersey retreat. Hopefully someday when my daughters are a little older, I will be able to attend a nearby retreat. The one in Harrisburg especially appeals to me since I live just across the river from it. My favorite charity is Paws. It's a no-kill animal shelter, and 2 of the 3 cats I've adopted came from them. So Allison, I am so happy to tell you that you are the winner of this giveaway. I'm going to scroll up here. You are the winner of this giveaway. And now, without further ado, I'm going to show you what you have won. Now, the good news is I know where you are and you're not far from me, so you should get this rather quickly if you give me your information. So here is the first thing that you're getting. You are getting the, let me turn on the light, see if that helps a little bit. Not really. So this is the GaRon Tottenbag mini project bag that you've won. This is perfect for notions or whatever other goodies you want to fill it with. And because it was for Ronnie's birthday, it has the beautiful happy birthday interior, but it's a perfect little project bag with a Velcro closure. And I will be sending you one of those. And I'm also going to send you a piece of 32 count hand-dyed linen in rhubarb by Color and Cotton. This is from my personal stash, still bound, never used, obviously, along with 2 cute little needle binders from my stash. I believe these came from Abby Bella Stitch when she was selling needle binders. So they came from my stash. They were also never used. And last but certainly not least, I'm sending you a limited edition pack of Victorian Motto sampler threads. I believe there are 6 in here. Maybe 5, maybe 6. I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe it's 5. But they're beautiful colors, maybe even to use on this beautiful rhubarb linen. If you send me your information, if you are not a linen user or a fan of linen, let me know, and I will select a piece of even weave for you for my stash. All right, so here you go. And congratulations, Allison. And like I said, be sure to let me know if you're not a fan of linen. Let me know, and I'll switch it out for you. No problem. I have a few pieces to pick from. There you go. So congratulations, Allison. And you can reach me on Instagram via DM. You can reach me on Facebook under Letitia Beckett. Feel free to mention me. On Instagram, I am the_crafty_curator. Feel free to DM me there to send me your information. And I look forward to hearing from you. Congratulations. So congratulations. The drawing isn't until tomorrow. So I personally don't know who won at the time that I'm saying this, but I'm sure you all know by now because I just inserted it. So that being said, send me your information and I will get that right out to you. So for now, I'm going to jump into my whips. I was in a little bit of a frenzy this week. A little scattered. I had a new start, an impromptu new start, and I was kind of all over the place. I ended up working on that new start on Friday during the Friday Off the Grid party, which was when I planned to continue working on my Celtic lads that I started last week. So I didn't touch that, so I don't have an update on Celtic lads. But I still have lots of fun things to show. So I'll jump right in. So since we're talking about it, many of you might know I developed an obsession when I went to the New Jersey FLOSSTUBE retreat. I saw Carmen, who is Broadway Stitcher. I saw Carmen's long dog sampler that she stitched on blue fabric with this DMC 111. And seeing it stitched up, I was absolutely obsessed with it. So I did end up purchasing some. That's DMC 111. It's showing up quite orangey right here, but it is like golden brown variegated. Yeah, like mustardy golden brown variegated. So I purchased several skeins of that, and I was wondering, I was trying to figure out what am I going to do with this. And I was very inspired by Emily at Eclectic Possessions, who is, she might have already finished it by now. But she is like so close to a finish with Mermaid's Folly. I started Mermaid's Folly probably about 2 years ago using espresso from DMC, and I wasn't feeling it. I'd stitched it on a very light fabric, and espresso it's a beautiful floss, but I wasn't feeling how it was looking, so I could just kind of put it down. But every time I looked at the DMC 111, I was trying to figure out what am I going to stitch with this. And then the idea came to me to just restart Mermaid's Folly with DMC 111. And I loved how it looks on blue because that gold is a complementary color to blue. But I wasn't sure, do I want to stitch on blue fabric? Even though it looks amazing, do I want to do that? So I was looking around on the internet to see, get ideas for DMC 111, and I wanted to see it already stitched on something. And I saw somebody stitching it on, using it stitched on black. And I fell in love. So, Mermaid's Folly is huge. If you do the entire piece altogether, it's an unusual pattern by the Courtney collection. You can either do 5 individual motifs, or you can do the entire motif, which is Mermaid's Folly. And I think it's like 565 by 225, something like that. It's big, which requires a large piece of fabric. And I did not want to buy a half yard of fabric, which is what would have been necessary unless I did it on like 40 count. And there was no way I'm doing Mermaid's Folly on 40 count black, 30 or even 36 count black. It wasn't happening. But a few months back, I found a really good deal on Amazon for 2 pieces of 18 count black Aida. It was like 56 by 35. So it's that like a yard and a half. I think it was like, I don't know. My measurements might be off. I'm thinking that's like a yard and a half of black Aida. And I got 2 pieces of it. So I have a lot of 18 count black Aida on hand. A lot. So I pulled that out and I said, okay, this is it, because I could easily get what I needed from the pieces that I had on hand. So I decided I was going to stitch Mermaid's Folly, restitch Mermaid's Folly on 18 count black Aida using DMC 111. And I don't have an issue with stitching on 18 count black Aida. I see it perfectly fine. So 18 count black Aida or 16 count, it doesn't bother me. And to me, black Aida, like up close, it looks like even weave. It doesn't even look like Aida to me. So I really like the look of 18 count black Aida as well. But there is a drastic difference visually between stitching on 18 count black Aida and 36 count black linen, or any type of black linen, to be 100% honest. I struggle with stitching on black linen, but not on black Aida. So without further ado, here is my start on that. And this, look at that. That's another thing about black. It picks up all of the specialty fibers, right? You see Frankie all over this. Lint rollers are our friends. So here's my start. I started in the middle. That cat hair, look at that. Lint rollers. I think I have, no. I started in the middle. So really what you are looking at, fun fact, smack dab in the middle of Mermaid's Folly. Yeah, those are her boobs. Her golden globes, if you will. So those are the mermaid's boobs, and this is her belly area. And this is starting over here. Let me pull it out. That might be helpful to pull out the pattern or the picture and show it to you guys. There you go. So this is Mermaid's Folly. So you see what I mean? There's little motifs down here that you can stitch, or you can stitch the entire pattern. So I'm right here. I just stitched her boobies and the shadow on her stomach. And that is smack dab in the middle of the pattern. So like I said, I am stitching the entire thing in DMC 111. It's a little blurry. There we go. The entire thing in DMC 111. And what I think is going to be really cool is on the picture, the fabric, which is a light fabric here, shows the mermaid and the, what is that, a griffin? I don't know, the little old man. It shows all of these creatures on that light fabric. That's how they come to life. But here, they will all be black. And I think that's just going to be really interesting to see. And I hope that what I see with, in my mind's eye, comes to life as I see it. So, yeah, that's my start on Mermaid's Folly. I worked on this on Friday night during the Friday Off the Grid party. And I don't know how I'm going to incorporate that into my rotation to give it some love. It might continue to be my Friday night piece. It might be something that I try to work on. I might try this whole 30 minutes a day thing. And I'm doing that with another project that I'll show you in a few. I might try to give that 20 or 30 minutes a day. We'll see what happens with that. But that's my start. I just started it this past Friday. The next one I'll show you is Rosewood Manor Autumn Quakers. So Rosewood Manor Autumn Quakers is kind of my travel / lunchtime piece right now. And this is part of the Rosewood Manor sale that's going on that started on August 15th. I started this piece in 2017, June of 2017, so it is over 2 years old. But the vast majority of what you're about to see, probably 90% of it, 85% of it, excuse me, is what I have stitched from August 15th forward, because my start was, it was a small start. So here we are with Rosewood Manor Autumn Quakers with the big old hoop mark on there. So what have I done? I finished that really big motif with the big orange one in the middle. Stitched a little bit more of this flower right here and down here. That's all I've done. Not a lot. Like I said, I work on this on my lunch break, or if I'm in the car traveling. So this is going to probably be a long-term project. I'll hold that up again. This is probably going to be long-term. There's no rush on this one for me. But I like the idea of being able to focus on one motif, finish it, and it's a small finish. So my next area of focus will probably be this leaf up here, and finish that off. And that's where we are with Autumn Quakers. And I am using the called for threads, and this is being stitched on 28 count mushroom Lugana. The next piece that the next book that I want to show you, I have been working on also since mid-August. I pulled this back out and basically worked on it for the last couple of weeks and decided to put it down because today is September 1st. I need to show some of my other whips some love, so I'm trying to do the 2-week rotation thing again. And I say that because I've been stitching long-term on projects this year, like with Peacocks and Posies. I stitched on that for a long time. Bountiful Harvest, I stitched on that for like a month and a half, well over a month. And I'm just not getting enough love to all of my other whips, so I decided to try to work on the rotation again. And I didn't really want to put this down necessarily, but it's one that I needed to put down because it's nothing but specialty stitches, except for this last band that I'm working on. This is Esther's Waves by Northern Expressions Needlework. And I love this piece, but it is a little challenging mentally because it's a lot of specialty stitches. And I just kind of wanted to go back to some simple cross stitching. So this is Esther's Waves by Northern Needleworks Expressions. And I'm in love with it. I finished my Jessica Stitch Hearts. I finished the Jessica Stitch Hearts, which is the second full band. And I just worked on the third wave. Let's see if I can go in there. You can see the beads have been placed already. Yeah, I finished that third wave, and I am working on the third band now. And that's what I've started down there with the flowers, the blue flowers that started. So that last band that I'm working on, the third band, that's actually cross stitch. So that was a pleasure. But like I said, I decided to put it down in the interest of trying to maintain some sort of a rotation. So that being said, September 1st, I have pulled out a project that I wanted to work on for the next 2 weeks and see how far I get. This is actually a project that I said I wanted to focus on a finish this year. It's doable, but we'll see. We'll see. It is Blue Moroccan Lace by Chatelaine Designs. And it is still on my squirrel rods because I'm actively working on this right now. So I am working up in this area up here. And actually, I like you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and just unroll it so you can see all of it. So there it is. So this whole middle section here is done with the stitching, and now I have to work on these outer bands. Not the outer bands, but these outer parts of the motif. So you see I got a lot done over here, and now I'm working on up here. And I think, is all the stitching done on that side? I think all the stitching, let me look real quick, if you don't mind. Yeah, all the stitching over here is done. All the stitching here is done. So all that's left in that section is beads. So all of those blank spaces that you see are beads. And that's what I'm working on up here to finish up the stitching here. And then of course I have to do what you see here. I have to do over here and then at the bottom. And then it's all beads from there. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm having delusions of grandeur with saying I could finish this year. I can most certainly finish this year if this is all I worked on. This is 28 count Monaco, so I can't see through this one like I can a linen or an even weave. So I apologize for all the moving around. But that's where I am with Blue Moroccan Lace. Definitely one of my favorites. And it's funny that I went from stitching on Esther's Waves, which is all blues, to Blue Moroccan Lace, which is all blues. So I guess I'm feeling blue. So yeah, but that is where I am with that. So I'll be working on this piece until September 15th. And then I'll put this down, and I don't know what I'll bring out after that. I'm thinking tribal monkey. I always love going back to my tribal monkey. I was kind of thinking about what I wanted to do for the rest of the year, not necessarily to say plans, but do I want to stay focused on some of these projects that have a lot more progress than others, like Blue Moroccan Lace or Tribal Monkey or my beaded woman, my beaded princess. Do I want to spend the remainder of the year focusing on those projects so I can get them done? Or do I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with my stitching life. I just want to stitch. So I think that if I show more love to projects like these for a longer period of time, I might be able to finish at least one of them. My beaded woman, I can easily finish this year if I focused on her. But because I have so many projects, it's, you know, it's hard to narrow it down and just focus on some and not others. But it's really nothing that I feel pressured about. It's nothing that is even, I'm in a rush to finish anything. I'm a process stitcher, so I enjoy stitching on whatever I enjoy stitching on in that moment. So we'll see. But it might be Tribal Monkey that comes out next. But I keep thinking somebody's posting pictures. I think it's in the Friday Off the Grid group. Somebody was posting their, not tiramisu. What's the other one with the purples? The Glendon Place with the purples. It escapes me. It's got the purples and the blues, whatever. I have that whip and I keep seeing hers and she's on the verge of finishing hers. And I have mine on like this light avocado green from Extra U Designs. And that's, seeing hers makes me want to pull mine out. So I might do that. We'll see. But first I'm going to see what kind of damage we can do after a couple weeks with this bad boy. And that, my friends, is it for my whips. Like I said last week, no, it's not. I'm sorry, I lied. What I said last week was that I wanted to bring back more of a rotation so I have more content, because I think that's part of the reason why my videos have been far and few between. Between Peacocks and Posies and Bountiful Harvest, I haven't had a lot of variation unless I start something new and work on it for a couple of days and put it down and then go back. But this year has been a lot of monogamous stitching for the most part. And I just wanted to be able to have a variety of things to show. So that being said, I watched Pam from Pam's Crafty Corner, and she really inspired me because she showed progress on this shawl that she's knitting. And she's committed to doing like 20 or 30 minutes a day on it. And I think she did that for the entire month of July. And when she showed her progress just from doing 20 minutes a day, I wanted to see what would happen if I started something knitting. Because I do knit, I do crochet, but by and large, my main hobby is cross stitch. So I was interested in seeing what would happen if I started something and just knit for 20 minutes a day, every day in the month of September. What would I come up with at the end of the month? And is that a way to easily incorporate knitting back into my crafting life? So I pulled out this cake of yarn that I had in my craft closet, and I really love the colors. This is a Lion brand yarn, mandala yarn, and you can see, hopefully the colors show up well, but it starts with like this rust in the middle, and then it goes into purple and cream and mustard and gray and green, and I just love that colorway, and it just screams autumn to me. And this is my time of year. The autumn, when it gets cool outside and it's the cool nights, and you know, you can wear those little light sweaters, and I love autumn. Love it. So I was inspired to pull this cake of yarn out and just start knitting on it 20 minutes a day. So I started today, and this is what I have. And I can't pull it because there's tension. One moment. This is what I have. And this is just a diagonal Afghan where I just increase until it gets to be the width that I want. And then I start working on the length. So this is where I am as of September 1st. We will see what happens for 20 minutes a day, unless I crash and burn. But I'm really going to try to make an effort to stick with this because I'm very interested in seeing what that looks like at the end of the month. Because she made great progress on her shawl, knitting 20 minutes a day. So I was also thinking, I know I made mention quickly of the 30 minutes a day on cross stitch, I was thinking about taking one of these other patterns, whether it's Mermaid's Folly or Celtic Lads or anything, just any other pattern other than my main focus on the 2 weeks, and just knitting on it 30 minutes a day. Maybe it's quiet time in the early morning hours before I go to work with a cup of coffee, and just seeing what happens, because it works twofold. Number one, you get some additional progress on another project that you may not have planned for. And number two, I'm sorry, my mouth is dry. Number two, there is something so relaxing before going to work, if I get up early enough, where I can sit and have a cup of coffee and just get a few stitches in, even if it's only 25 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that, 20, 30 minutes. There's something so relaxing about doing that before I face my work day. And it kind of centers me and calms me, and just mentally prepares me for the day. And I just feel very relaxed when I have time to do that before going into work. So I think I'm going to try to do that, but I'm not a morning person. So the time that I have in the morning is limited. It's an opportunity cost. Do I get, some extra stitching in the morning with a cup of coffee? Or do I sleep a little bit more? I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but that's what I'm thinking about doing. So stay tuned and we'll see what I come up with. But yeah, now that is all my whips. So last week, like I said, last week I showed some haul and it didn't show up on the video because it rudely cut me off at the end. Very rude. So I just wanted to show that real quick because some of the things that I received were just cool and I just wanted to share them. But I also wanted to acknowledge the people that inspired me to get some of these patterns, some of which I would have never purchased, I don't think, because it's not something that would jump out at me. But when I saw some of them stitched on other people's Flosstube or on their Instagram, I was inspired. This first one, I just saw it and I liked it. This is Paris by Alessandra Adelaide. And I like certain patterns from Paris that aren't like too detailed, I don't know, that are just very simple. I like simple patterns that have very simple motifs. Regarding Paris. Paris is near and dear to my husband's heart. He lived there for a period of time following college, and he always talks about it. So anytime I see something with Paris like this, I'm drawn to it, basically with him in mind. I've never been. So this is Paris by Alessandra Adelaide. I don't know if I'll be doing it in these reds. These are four different shades of red and blush and pink. And I'm not much of a red blush or pink girl, so I don't know. Blue has been tickling my fancy lately, so we'll see. That might be blue. This one, actually, the next two were inspired by Melanie, Soulful Stitcher. I watched her video and she held this up, and I had never seen this before, but this is Hannah. Totally not my style. Totally not my style, but she held it up and it looked beautiful. But I was really drawn in by the phrase, the quote on it. It says, "Have communion with few, be familiar with one, deal justly with all, and speak evil of none." And I love that, and I like to think that that is how I live my life. So I was really drawn to this, and I just like the simplicity of it as well. But this typically is not my style at all, so yeah, I was definitely inspired when Melanie showed that. She also showed, this one, we've seen it many, many times, Leeds House Sampler by Rosewood Manor. The reason why I was drawn to this, I saw her stitching it and she did not use the sulky thread. She chose her own threads, still shades of blues and greens, but it just really looked beautiful, the colors that she chose. Very rich colors, and anytime I see this, what I do like about this pattern are these 4 motifs here. They remind me of calla lilies. And that's my favorite flower. So I've always liked the pattern, but I wasn't drawn to the blue and green colorway. But I got to thinking about it when she showed how she changed her colors. They're still in the same color palette, but to me, what she chose, they're richer and they look prettier to me than the silky threads. And I love silky threads. It's just these blues and greens are more muted here. And I was thinking of changing this to all grays. But I also did that with the Not So White Work sampler by Northern Needlework Expressions. I got tongue-tied there. I used my box of Bewitching threads from Victoria Motto sampler threads for that. So I don't want to have two of these in all grays, but I think there's enough grays to go around in that box. Or I might pull grays out of my Silky collection. I might do that. But I'm thinking grays. This next one, I had never even seen this before. And Bev from Palette PC was stitching it. And I have to have it, plain and simple. This is from Norse Needlework. This is Tilkarin 4 Elements, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Something about that. I just love it. Glare, falling pattern, all the things. I really love that. And yeah, that is a really cool pattern. So thank you, Bev, for inspiring me on that one. This one probably needs no introduction because, yeah, this is the one that Emily stitched. These 3 things. It's not called These 3 Things. This is the 3 Things sampler. Emily stitched this, and it's massive, and it's amazing, and I've always looked at this at 1, 2, 3 stitch, and it's, again, because of the quote, 3 things that will never come back, the arrow shot forth on its destined track, the appointed hour that could not wait, the helpful word that was spoken too late. I love that. I love that, love that, love that. But this pattern isn't necessarily my style, but I still love it. Does that make sense? I'm still kind of drawn to it. And when Emily finished it, I was done. So that came. And I've never seen anybody stitching this, but it reminds me, I like those Quaker samplers. I like Long Dog, or yeah, I guess Long Dog's considered Quaker sampler. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I don't want to sound ignorant, but this reminded me of a Long Dog. I just love this type of Violetten kind of looks. And this is Romy by Austrian Spot Sampler. Romy in Austria. I've never seen this before. So that was cool. So that was the haul that I wanted to show last week that got cut off. Now, this week, I only got a couple of things. I got my GaRon Tottenbag Bag of the Month, and I got an extra one because I fell in love with the pattern. So first I'll show you this GaRon Tottenbag. I just fell in love with the pattern. This is not the bag of the month, and that's the interior. I mean, how gorgeous is that? And then I'll show you the bag of the month. I could not possibly be more tickled with this fabric. And I just watched the Sunshine Stitchers, like literally right now, they're paused on my TV. And Gary just said that he picked out the fabric. Well done, Gary, because this will forever be my travel project bag. I love this so much. It says the world and, wait a minute, see the world and travel the way you wish to go. I want to travel the world with you, go to every country, every city, take pictures, and be happy. Enjoy your journey. Take a break from your busy life. Relax, enjoy, and restore your body and soul. It will bring you peace, the spice of life. It has all of these little sayings all over the fabric, along with postcards and stamps, and I just love it. And then this is the interior. It's a global map. I mean, this will forever be my travel tote bag. And maybe that'll just be my thing, where I travel and I take pictures of my tote bag and find a way to mark all the places that this bag has gone. I don't know. I always have to make something cheesy and extra, but I just love that. I'm going to Barcelona next year. Early next year, I'm going to Barcelona, and then I'm doing a friends and family cruise with my family. And it's just, I'm excited about plans for 2020, and to have a travel bag. It's exciting to put the ideas together. And to see, yeah, I'm just excited. I'm just excited, and to already be excited about the upcoming trips, and then be excited about this bag. I'm just, lots of excitement. The final thing that I have to show you, this was actually, it's a little bittersweet because there's a set. And unfortunately, the second part of the set is not available anymore. So there is, this is, what is it called? I don't know. I thought it was called Dancing Man. Maybe that's what it means in Russian. I don't know. This is a kit. And there is a counterpart to this. And if I remember, I will insert a picture of it. If anybody ever comes across the picture, and I'll insert a picture here. If anybody, hopefully the picture will actually insert, because there were issues with that last week. If anybody ever comes across this, or if you have it, if you could please reach out to me, because I would like to have the set. And from what I understand from ABC Stitch, it's no longer available. And I love him. I love him, love him, love him. And that's it for my, oh, also with the bag of the month, we got a little treat. A little GaRon Tottenbag needle minder, wooden needle minder. How cool is that? Love that. So that's it for my haul. No, it's not. I'm so out of sorts today, guys. So somebody sent me an invite to join the Meridian cross stitch group. I'll link it below, because I know that's not the name of it. Meridian Designs cross stitch group. I don't know, the Meridian Designs Facebook group. Somebody invited me to join it, and I had never heard of it. But the reason why I was drawn to it was because one of the first pictures that I saw, I think before I even went into, before I was even my join was approved, before my invitation was approved, this is the picture that I saw in the group. You guys, you know I had to do it. You know I had to do it. And then it's I think it's a pattern down here. I haven't even opened it yet. I think that can be stitched as well. But this woman right here with the peacock fan and the peacock dress. Are you kidding me? So I went to Meridian Designs. I believe they have a Facebook group. I believe they have an Etsy shop. I got that off the Etsy shop. She is in the US. And I ordered that pattern. And then when I got the pattern, let me talk about the shipping. I got this in like 2 days. I think she is, look, where is she located? Does it say it here? I want to say Indiana, maybe Georgia. She's in the US. I got it in like 2 days. I ordered it on Friday. It was in my mailbox on Monday. It's insane. And that is really, that's something to be mentioned. That's amazing. So when I got it, it calls mostly for DMCs, but It's very much like a Mirabilia, where it also has Krynic and it has a few Dinky Dyes silks in it, but it also calls for not only Mill Hill beads, but Swarovski crystals. So I don't know if anybody knows, if you guys know about fusion beads, but fusionbeads.com, you can go on and you can online and you can get those specialty crystals, a lot of which are used in Chatelaine designs, and you can order exactly how much that you need. So I got 2 more crystals than called for the 2 crystals that are needed. Actually, I got more than that, because the Swarovski bicone crystals, you needed 44 of them, but I got a cheaper price if I ordered 50. So there is that. It's not going to show up. That's a little better. So I ordered 50, and you can see right there, I ordered 50, and there's a certain price you pay per stone that is, I'm here to tell you, very reasonable. And then I got, this calls for 7 beads. I ordered 9 just in case, because you never know. So these are the 2 crystals, and I think total these 2 packages came to like $6, something like that. So that's fusionbeads.com, and very reasonable. Now you can also order the Delica beads to substitute your Mill Hills, but you get a lot more than what you would get on like 123 Stitch, because 123 Stitch doesn't sell Delica beads, they sell Mill Hills. But you can get the converted Delica bead in an abundance. That's where I got my beads for my Esther's Waves. I ordered them from Fusion Beads. So I'll pull one out and show you real quick what they look like when you order them. So the only reason that I didn't substitute was because I only needed 1 pack of Mill Hill beads. And these, you get a lot more. You get this whole entire thing of Delica beads. This is like 1,000 beads. You get all these Delica beads, and it's a very good price. But because I only needed 1 pack of beads for this project, it was more cost effective to just get the Mill Hills from 123 Stitch, even though I prefer the Delicas. But keep that in mind if you're ever converting a project, particularly a project with a lot of beadwork, or if you ever get the notion to do an entire project in beadwork. Like I know I talked about last year, I wanted to do the Cirque du Cercles all in beads. That's where I got my beads from, and it was very economical. It was cheaper than getting the floss, to be honest with you. So yeah, Fusion Beads, I'll link that below too. And I think I'm looking at my notes here. I think that was all that I had for today. Now, one thing that I do want to mention, and this is in regard to books. I have been doing a lot more reading this year. That started with the Goodreads 2019 challenge, and I joined that challenge because I wanted to get back into reading. I used to be a very avid reader. I spent more time reading than I did watching TV, and that's how it has become again now. I'm reading more than I am watching TV, and I like that. I like that. I missed reading. I missed the adventures that books have to offer you. So by joining that Goodreads challenge, they give you like 50 prompts, and you find a book that falls within that prompt, and you read that book, and it's supposed to get you back into reading. And I see how that worked, because at first, I think the first few months of the year, I was reading 2 books to fit that prompt. But then it drifted into, I just started reading whatever I wanted, and I'm really no longer even following the Goodreads challenge. And I secretly think that was the whole point of the challenge. Excuse me, the whole point of the challenge, to get people back into reading again. And I also have a online reading group where I moderate a monthly book discussion for a portion of the group that's called The Year of Morrison. And I've talked about this lately before, but every single month there's a Toni Morrison book that the group reads, and I moderate the discussion. I lead the discussion once a month on the last Tuesday of the month, and I talk for an hour providing a review of the book. So to date, I'm on my 35th book this year. And to some, that's not a lot. To some, it's an exorbitant amount. But to me, it's rewarding because it's the most that I've read in several years. And it's exciting to me to get back into reading more and looking for books to read. I'm excited to be back in that space. Now, in all honesty, I have been opting to listen to audiobooks, and I do that for a reason, because it gives me the most bang for my buck, and it maximizes my time, where I can listen to the audiobook while stitching, or I can listen to the audiobook on the commute to work. I listen to it in the morning, and it's very relaxing to me. There is little that is more relaxing and calming to me than listening to a really good book and stitching. I'm in my happy place with that. So if you follow me on Instagram or on my personal page on Facebook, you have seen that when I'm done with the books, for the most part, 90% of the time, I leave a very detailed review. And I do my best not to give out any spoilers, but that's part of what I have been focusing on this year, getting into reviewing books and sharing these books with, people that follow me or with my friends and family, and hoping to inspire them to read more as well. And people have been very receptive to that, very receptive. And I enjoy book reviews. Jessie Marie, on her latest video, or the one before that, she gave a fantastic review of Becoming by Michelle Obama. I simply couldn't have said it better than she did. I just love a good book review because it inspires other people to want to pick up that book and read. So I'm rambling, but that's to say that I do believe that I'm going to delve deeper into doing BookTube, a BookTube channel. It's going to be very separate from this, but I think it'll still be under my name, The Crafty Curator, but it'll clearly be identified as BookTube. And I say that because I've been asked to moderate another year of reading with my reading group, and that is going to be books by Edwidge Danticott. She's a Haitian writer that is probably most popularly known for Breath, Eyes, Memory. She is a fantastic writer, so I'll be reading 12 of her books next year and moderating the monthly discussions for those books. So I think I'm going to find a way to either go live on YouTube and Facebook at the same time, because the book club moderation is a live Facebook video. And I might try to find a way to go on YouTube live at the same time so it can be uploaded for BookTube. But that said, I know that there have been a couple of people that mentioned that they were interested in, hearing if I was going to start a BookTube channel, like legitimately start one, and not just have one-offs here. I think I only did one video, so for one BookTube video. This is me saying that that's about to happen. But the first thing before I do that, and I might do my second BookTube video with this book that I'm about to talk about, I'm done with all of my crafting. So if you're not interested in hearing about books, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. But the book that I finished this past week was called The Silent Patient. I'm sorry, I just got a notification on Facebook. It's called The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. And it was probably one of the best suspense thrillers I have read in a very long time. His writing reminded me of the masters of the suspense thriller genre, like Alfred Hitchcock. It was so well done. It was so well done. It talks about Alicia, who is an artist. She's a painter, and her husband, Gabriel, is a photographer, and he was murdered. He was shot 5 times in the face. We know this immediately walking into the book. and um, she is accused of the murder, and she stops speaking. And I'm going to give you a very light overview because I'm not giving anything away. I don't want to give anything away. I want you to read this book. I got the recommendation from Danielle Stitcherista, and I think she posted it on her Instagram, and she was talking about how good the book was. And after reading the book, I went back and I watched her review on her YouTube channel, and she spilled all the tea. She talked about the book in depth. And I think something is lost in the magic of that book if you know what happens. So if you haven't read this book, don't watch that review, but definitely go back and watch the review after you've read it. She did a fantastic review. So Alicia is a painter. Her husband Gabriel is a photographer. He is brutally murdered, shot 5 times in the face. She is accused of the murder and ends up going to a psychiatric hospital. And from the point where he is killed to where she is accused and she is locked up, she just stops speaking. She stops speaking. She has nothing to say to anybody. And then her psychotherapist named Theo enters the picture, and he becomes obsessed with getting to know her and finding out and breaking this shell that she has put around herself and finding out exactly what happened that night and what she recalls from what happened that night. And that's the gist of it. And, you know, that's really all I'm going to say. But what I will say is this. The reason why, if you like suspense thrillers and you don't know what happens in this book, read this book, because this was probably one of the most spectacular endings that I can recall in a long time, where it built up and built up and built up, and you're at that point where you simply cannot put the book down because you have got to find out what happened. And the moment that I realized what happened, it was before it was actually said, because they waited till the end of the book to reveal it. But at one point, right before they said it, I put 2 and 2 together, and I literally gasped. I audibly gasped. It was so well done. So you like suspense thrillers, you like page turners, a well-told story, The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. It's a Greek name, and I'm probably saying it wrong, so I apologize. But I will link that below as well. And I also left the review on my Instagram, but it does not say much more than what I just said, other than how fantastically well done it was. So yeah, so if you're into books, I know many of you are, be on the lookout for my booktube channel coming up. My booktube channel coming up. If you're not into booktubes, this is more so just to say, pay attention to when I upload videos. I will say it first off, booktube, and it'll probably have something different other than the woman stitching. And I think that's all I have to say. A little scattered today. Like I said, I'm really tired, so I'm a little bit scattered in everything that I was saying, but I think that I got through everything that I wanted to say. Congratulations to the giveaway winner. And I hope everybody has a peaceful and restful holiday. For those of you that have the day off, and if you don't, or if you don't celebrate, I wish you a peaceful week and a fantastic Monday. But that being said, thank you guys for watching. As always, I appreciate your comments. I appreciate you coming back. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and I hope you enjoyed watching. And thank you. We'll see you next time. Bye.